What's good? What's good? What's good? This is Raw Truth Media giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. Peace and blessings. I'm joined by the OG, the Honorable Coach Joe. How you doing, Coach Joe?
Well, I'm doing pretty good, DJ. Pretty good. How you doing today? How
I
you
was
doing
I
today?
was doing okay, but my Dallas Cowboys want to stink up the joint and play horrible football. Uh, but it is what it is. So
Yes, indeedy. I was sitting here watching it too. It's a tough one. They playing Philly. Philly's playing well, and And um, I was really surprised at that defense, boy. Ooh, that defense played just lights out in that first half. I mean, that defensive backcourt. Wow, I was really impressed by that Philly. It seemed like it was about 19 people on the defense.
And credit to Philly, man. Philly, they have a good team. And
No, really.
one thing about me, man, I'm not going to down another team because it's a rival. They have it.
Hmm.
They have it. I want to say shout out to Macrina Daniel. Shout out to Taufik. Shout out to uh, the wonderful Sandra Lane. She says, at the end of the day, it's been an awesome ride following the family grow. Now to have all signed NBA contracts, I can rest. Best of luck to the Ball family. Uh, Terry in the chat says, what's good, DJ chat? Salute, Coach Joe. Macrina says, good night, Coach. Glad to hear both of you.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Well, hello there, Macretia Daniels. How are you? Oh, what's up, Terry in the chat? Sarah Lang, Hotel Feek. How y'all doing today? It's so good to see you guys. As always, I am wonderful. So happy to be back with you guys again. Absolutely. Um, yeah, DJ. The news hit, huh?
Yeah.
Jello is been released, huh?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, Coach Joe, what's your thoughts on him being waived and I want you to do something interesting. I want you to we talked about it, of course, to educate everyone about the process of Jello and his reality. Uh, we have tried to tell people that LaMelo's journey, not LaMelo, LiAngelo's journey is different, and that his path to making the NBA would be a process. Not too many people listen to the optics of it, and now you see LiAngelo wave. But the good thing about LiAngelo Ball in the life that he lives, he has a good family, a good support system. But if he really wants to make it, he has to do some things different internally. What you did, Coach Joe?
Well, DJ. This has been as Sandra said, this has been a very interesting journey watching the Ball family and rooting for them to succeed and watching them grow and go through life in the spotlight in this ultra fishbowl that we all live in the world of social media where we just it's hard to escape it if you're in that eye. So um, I'm really happy for Jello that he got an opportunity. So often, many of us in life we chase the success. The end of a journey. We forget sometimes the journey is really what it's about. It's one of my mentors many years ago when I was a young man. I remember said something to me that I still carry to this day. He asked me a question. He said, DJ, he called me young blood. He said, young blood, if you're looking at a tombstone, and you looking at a tombstone, what's the most important thing on that tombstone, do you think? That's what he asked me. And I was like, wow, nobody's ever asked me that question. Let me just think about that a second. Interesting. Tombstone question. Wow. So I started thinking and looking at one and thinking about, that whole thing. And what do you think, DJ?
Well, Jello, this was a wake up call to him about his life.
About the thing that the question that my mentor asked me, the tombstone question.
Yeah, what was the answer to that?
No, what's your view of it? What's your answer? When you looking at one, what would you think the most important thing on a tombstone would be, or gravestone?
Great is always your name
Always your name. Okay.
because when you pass,
Mm-hmm.
uh, what we all do. Like it's just like your last life. You reflect on your personal life and what have you done? What have you given to this earth? What have you uh, what type of good karma did you give to everyone? These are some things that people think about before their time to go. Uh, it's that saying with the name, uh, like your father, like any father would tell you, only have one name to give you. Don't embarrass it.
I like that. I like that answer. Although that's not the answer. All the reasons you gave are really I like those too, but that's not the answer because remember a tombstone represents family and DJ a single individual's life. It's not about other people. That stone is where that remains of that person is left. And so the thing on the tombstone that's most important is the thing that I want to talk about with Jello tonight and Russell's journey as well. And that's the journey, the process of getting to a destination. Jello's trying to get to the NBA, trying to stick in the NBA. His brothers have made it.
Mm-hmm.
One has got his second bag, the other one got his first bag on his way to his second bag, which is another way of saying second contract, second contract. So that means that they're gonna have some longevity in the league, whereas LiAngelo, as we know, is still trying. That because the most important thing on that tombstone actually is the thing that's most insignificant. It seems the most insignificant thing. And what I learned as a young man, and I still have thought about through my journey as an older man today, is the importance of that question. And what is the answer? The dash. The dash between the time we were born and the time that we leave. Both of those dates just represent entry and exit, but that dash represents a life between those years. And what did
Mm.
one do with a life between those years? And who is it significant to? Where if you happen to be a celebrity like the Ball Boys, it's significant to a lot of people. A lot of people have tuned into the Ball family over the years that followed them and have really enjoyed, as Sandra talked about, watching them grow and do their thing. But we've come to a point, it looks like right now, an inflection point, and that is where one of the boys, Jello, is finally looks like it's time for him to move in a different direction. And am I saying that? Who's saying that? Well, the NBA is saying that because they released him. And the question is, in my mind, with any player, because there's so many opportunity. Did he get an opportunity? And I would say that Jello got an opportunity. He got a chance to show his skills to two separate NBA coaches, Lil JB and his current one. And both of them concluded the same thing. And by nobody else picking him up yet, it seems like nobody else thinks he's ready either. And if you guys remember DJ and family, what I always said is I wanted LiAngelo there simply on the strength of his brother, as we've seen other superstars have the strength of their family. I never thought that, and in particular, as I've been watching most of these a lot of preseason basketball games this season, anticipating this year that we've all looking forward to Melo's third year and him taking the next step. Let's get well Melo quickly. Is that there is a lot of talent out there. There's a lot of talent on the NBA. A lot of young guys sitting at end of benches right now. Well, they're not now because they're getting ready. They just cut all of them mostly because they paring the rosters down to the required number 12 to 15 for the season. But it's a lot of players out there and a lot of players who have played well that are gonna get cut. That don't have it. There's just not a place for them. They will be overseas somewhere. They will be in the G League.
Oh, Coach Joe,
So go ahead. Yeah.
I wanted to point out this is because I've seen some comments on social media. I want to put this out here first. Jello being waived is not because of Steve Clifford. He's playing the best players who he feels fits with his team. Again, this process of making the NBA, Coach Joe just mentioned it. Um, these young guns playing right now, they're hungry. They want to make a name for themselves. They want to provide for their families. Most of these athletes, most of them wasn't raised of having anything. So they're gonna look out for themselves. Remember, Coach Joe, remember the summer league, and we told people his teammates are not gonna give him the ball. Don't expect it. They're trying to feed their families. They're trying to get what's theirs.
Facts. Take advantage of the opportunity that they're being given.
Right. So that's why I wasn't even mad about when they was doing it, because I expected it from them. LiAngelo Ball, what he has to do, he has to have self-reflection. Okay, what do I not have? What do I not possess that is deemed NBA worthy, and work on it? Now, when you watch film, you know that LiAngelo needs to get quicker. Because in the NBA, if you're not quick and you're not shooting in the 40s, especially high 40s, they're not going to sign
you. Very hard to make it.
And then, Coach Joe, be honest, I know you're going to keep it real. Did Jello shoot the three particularly to the standards that you need to make the NBA?
He was absolutely atrocious this particular time. He wasn't even his numbers. This with his opportunity this particular preseason was just horrible. He didn't look like he even belonged.
Shoot, I go as far as this, Coach Joe. I believe Jello was better in shape, was shooting the ball better last season. Something changed. It wasn't the same. I thought Jello wasn't in tip-top shape. And when you're not in tip-top,
which is inexcusable, right?
Right. That's just what I saw.
Position. Yeah, in his position, that's just not a good thing for people to think you're not in shape.
And yeah, peace and blessings, Sandra Lang. I see you. Thank you for supporting the channel. Terry in the chat says Jello didn't play like he was hungry in the preseason, like he did in the summer league last season. Interesting. Well, he barely got minutes, in fairness. But I'll say this. Summer league of this year, he didn't look like last year's summer league. And I don't want to hear about the Drew League. I mean, of course, when it's your team, you're going to get, I mean, you'll get all the shots you want. I'm talking about a pro setting. And yes, there's some ballers in the Drew League. But that's more like open runs. That's just, you know, when you're with your homies who have talent, you get a team together and you just hooping for fun. We're talking about organized basketball.
We're talking about professional basketball at the highest of level of business.
Right.
The business of basketball. We're not just talking about the game. We're talking about the mental aspects of it as well. We're talking about all of the aspects of it. Your mind, your body, you know, all of it. We just saw with we're gonna get into the Ben Simmons thing as well because he's back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we need to go get it.
Coach, you was right on that one. So far, you were right on that one. And before we go on, you see that Ben Simmons is actually a good fit with the Nets, just like Coach predicted, because they didn't need a score. They needed someone to play defense. They needed someone of their own version of Dennis Rodman, and they got that with Ben Simmons. Then Ben Simmons is a lead defender. I know it's preseason, but man, he had Giannis just frustrated.
Mm.
And Kevin Durant, Kyrie sitting in the bench like, wow, they really gave us Ben Simmons. That's really all we did. Ben Simmons could just score 9 points per game, even less than that, and a couple of rebounds and a couple of assists. And the Nets will be just okay with that as long as he's shutting down opposing players.
Well, as long as he's doing the things that he does. And what does he do on an all-star level? He's a 6'10 point guard who plays defense, can
Yep.
guard 1 through 5, and he can pass the ball, and he's 6'10. And he's naturally not an offensive minded person in a league where most people are offensive minded and need to be to make money. He didn't manage to be an all-star and be that dude. How can that not work out when you got the easy money sniper and all world Kyrie? Come on now. You got to be kidding me. And then and Bruce, that other kid over there needs his shots, right? The other
Yep.
kid, what's his name?
Bruce
DJ
Brown.
Bruce
Bruce Brown.
Brown needs his shots. The Australian kid, he got to put up his shots. Morris gonna put up his shots. I mean, you got a guy there that's willing to do dirty work, that's willing to rebound and play defense and give the ball up. Wow. How can that not be a good thing? I don't know.
Terry the Chesters, I think Jello thought he was going to get handed a spot. Interesting.
Well, you know what? If he did think that, if he actually thought that he was going to be given a spot, I really feel for him then, because that means he has no self-awareness.
I hope that's not the case, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
I hope Jello didn't think that, I got my brother. He listened to everybody say, hey, man, your brother going to take care of it for you, man, and just play. You know how it is when you're playing too comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that's not the reason why he wasn't in tip-top shape this year like he was that last year. And trust me, I'm not the only one saying that.
Mm.
There are fans who are have a big appreciation for Jello that have mentioned this.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not just saying it just to be saying it. Metal World says Bruce Brown plays for Denver now. Thank you for the update, my brother.
No, well, his name is it's not Bruce Brown, DJ. I think it's Thomas.
Oh, Cam Thomas.
Cam Thomas, that kid. Okay,
Yeah.
he's a scorer. He's that guy. He's that scorer off the bench, right? That guard off the bench that comes in.
I like his game. He was a baller at LSU.
Right, and he a baller. He can shoot. So they got enough dudes on that Brooklyn team to shoot. They got two kids to me that stand out, that have stood out on that Brooklyn team. That once they get to playing, if they can stay healthy, they're gonna be really hard to beat. Because, man, oh man, we haven't even mentioned Seth Curry.
No.
I mean, are you kidding me? So
I'm trying to tell them about Brooklyn, Coach Joe. I let them sleep on Brooklyn. But
I mean, I watched them the other night, DJ. Milwaukee actually had all they dudes on the floor except Chris Middleton, and they were trying to come back. And I just watched. It went on a little bit of a run. And I just watched Brooklyn, just KD and Kyrie just play with them. Literally, I was like, okay, what they going? How many baskets gonna let them get before one of them stop it? about 3. And then KD came down and knocked the 3 down, just like it was nothing. And then one was the possession later, they passed the ball around 6 times. And where did it land? Kyrie standing at the behind the 3-point line by himself. Oh yeah, that's a recipe. You're gonna beat Brooklyn letting Kyrie shoot wide open threes. Yeah, right. Kyrie is in the 50, 40, 90 club, by the way. For those that don't know, who like to talk smack about Kyrie and the way Kyrie plays and all, that kind of thing. 50, 40, 90. Okay? Not many people.
Well, you know that's the reason for that is Kyrie is different, and he's not he walks by the beat of his own drum, and they want Kyrie to be like everybody else. But no matter if you agree or disagree with Kyrie, one thing I appreciate about Kyrie is he's not going to switch up for anybody. Yeah, I'd rather be around people who are authentically themselves than prance around like they're somebody like they're not.
Facts. And and I like the way KD handled that situation in the media in the beginning too, when they were trying to they always one thing about the corporate media, they all about lifting you up and they all about tearing you down because they all about the drama. The drama. Create drama. If there's none to create, we're gonna create it. If there's real drama, we're gonna throw fire on it and make it bigger than it is. I love the way KD handled that situation. He said, "Look, that last season internally was a train wreck. Who on the outside looking at our situation would say that it was stable? Nobody. It was drama and mess in Brooklyn all year long. I mean, was it or was it not? Of course." And it didn't look like, from Kevin's perspective, that the dudes who were at the helm, the supposed leaders, Sean Marks and Steve Nash, were doing much to mitigate it. And he pointed to one thing I thought was very important. He said, when me and Kyrie weren't playing, we were just really, really bad, and I don't understand it. And he's right. He's right. How you a championship team and you can't overcome no injuries? You go from the penthouse to the outhouse. No, you ain't a championship team then. Championship teams don't do that.
They sure don't. And Macrina says, I feel in Jello's mind, he's like, because he grew up doing so, but his mind is not in control with his actions. So he needs to work on development and get someone to help him. Yeah, that's what Jello has to do, some soul searching. Just him, of course, because he's a grown man. How old is Jello?
25? 20, somewhere around that, 25?
24, around. He's born in 98. So he's born in 98, 2020. He's about to be 24, or he is already 24. Shout out to Flight Sports TV. Salute to you, my brother.
Shout out to Flight Sports. How you doing, Flight? Yeah, you're absolutely right, DJ. And again, I will reiterate, there is a lot of our young boys, a lot of our boys who want to play professional basketball. There are not enough spots. Not enough spots. For 3 players from one family to make any professional sport is rare. For one to make it, let alone 2, let alone 3. So, that's kind of how I look at it.
Let me read some of these comments, man. This is, man, I miss the night streams, Coach Joe. Once we keep doing these night streams, then it's going to get some familiarity and back.
Yes, I love the night stream.
Terry in the chat says, do you guys think that Jello might have been worn out from playing in the Drew League? A good question. If he was worn out from playing in the Drew League, then he shouldn't play in the Drew League. He should have prepared for the regular season. again, see, it goes back to Jello's 24 years old or going to be 24. He should make decisions on if he's going to do this or do that. And I don't know, maybe Jello's on that mindset of I'm just going to worry about playing basketball and everybody else make the decisions for me. And if you have that mindset, it's really tough to make the NBA. Look at his brother LaMelo. All the decisions that happen in LaMelo's life is paid off. Puma deal, trainers, the top-notch skill trainers associated with Jermaine Jackson, all-star.
Great mentor, manager.
Yes. He has a lot of things well going for him.
Including talent.
Yes, that too.
Including rare NBA talent. Okay. You know, family, we always said that Jello was the best shooter. He was elite shooter. Can anybody in the chat put in where in which games and which opportunities he got where he showed himself to be an elite shooter? I haven't seen it. High school is the last time we saw it in Lithuania. JBL. Now, what about you, DJ? You remember any other time?
Nah. I mean, that's about it.
If you're an elite shooter, I mean, elite shooters are, they elite. How do you know? Because when they shoot, you can see it.
What's that term again? Shoot or shoot?
Shoot or shoot.
No matter where you're at. Nick Jordan said Westbrook is a scapegoat. Watch Lake Town die without him on the court. Excuses are going to be cheap then. Who's going to take shots? AD? Coach Joe, what do you think about this whole, honestly, what do you think about this whole Westbrook Lakers situation going on, man? It's a lot of drama right now.
Well, it's been a lot of drama. Go ahead.
No, I would say I feel bad for Darvin Ham because he's a new coach and he's dealing with all this crap that's going on with this organization. They don't have their shit in order. Now, I don't think it's right by him.
Well, for myself, DJ, let me just say it this way. You know what I normally do with veterans and young players is quite different. When I see players that come in, y'all know how I am with rookies. I don't bash rookies. Y'all know that. No matter who they are. How you gonna get judged on how you doing something you've never done? Okay. Obviously, you're gonna make mistakes, especially something as difficult as the 500 best players in the world, basketball players in the world. So I don't judge you. And when you come and when you're a veteran and you've been around a long time, and particularly if you've been very good and you've been around a long time and you're on the backside, I don't judge them too much either. You know what I mean? Because to me, clearly you are not who you were. In both cases, when you knew when you first come into the game, you're not who you're going to be. And when you're on the way out, you're not who you was. Okay? No great players who play a long time get away from this, avoid this. All players in every sport have to go through this. Russell is going through it now. He is not the player that he was. And so when you're not the player that you were, and you're a great player. One of the beautiful things about being a great player on the downside is that you still get opportunities to contribute because you still have skill. May not be at the level that it was, but you still have skill. But then it becomes more about fit. It becomes more fit than anything because now you're not the world that everybody's revolving around. You're not that great player anymore. And I think that's where Russell has found himself. And unlike you, DJ, not that I disagree with you, you know that. Unlike you, I don't feel bad for Darvin Ham because I think he already had the understanding that they were going to bite the bullet this year with Russell if they have to, because 40 something $million is coming off the books at the end of the year.
True.
And when you already got LeBron and AD under contract, and you got 40 something $million coming off the books, woo wee. Yeah, you're gonna be in a good position at the end of the year. You may take a hit and you may not be as good, but hey, you still got stars, and if y'all stay healthy, y'all will be okay. You ain't gonna be great or good or championship, but you'll be okay. But but this is the thing that I will not do. I will not bash players on the downside that were great, because I can only imagine how difficult it must be to go with to do what they're doing. And I think when you've put in a certain amount of a high level of service to an organization, that you should be garnered respect as you go out. And so I want Russell to get respect as he moves out. But that don't mean that respect is going to move to him not dealing with change, him not succumbing to change. We saw Carmelo Anthony go through this. I think I commend Carmelo, because I would have never have thought the Carmelo that I remember, who played at Syracuse, who was a great player, still a great player, will always be a great player in my mind in terms of basketball. Clearly reinvented himself so he could come off the bench and play a different role as a great player. And he managed to be on some teams, managed to be in Portland, managed to get with the Lakers. So there's blueprint for this. I hope Russell can find it. But clearly he's not who he used to be.
Not at all. Something's bothering him, Coach Joe. This I may be wrong, but him coming off the bench, he's human, so that pride kicked in.
Without a doubt. And he's been great. MVP, former MVP. Why are we going to act like that he wasn't?
It's just, I looked at a report. I don't know if it's, let me see. I think it came from Dave McMenamin. Says the Lakers will explore okay. So that was confirmed throughout the season. They want to do it throughout the regular season. I know they experimented it the other game, but it looks like they're trying to do it the regular season. I don't know how long that's going to hold up. I really don't think. I don't think.
I don't either, DJ. But I think that the organization is going to do what the organization is going to do. And right now, I think the coaching staff and the management has said that they're okay with Darvin Ham bringing Russell off the bench.
Yep.
There it is. And now he's got a hamstring, I think, right?
All of a sudden, yeah. When I watched the game, he started to come off the bench, and all of a sudden he's injured. I'm not saying he's faking an injury, Coach Joe, but I just think it's kind of.
I don't know. But the point is that like you said, it's not going to probably go over well. However, the Lakers have the leverage that some other clubs have exercised as well. The last one was Houston, was it, that told John Wall not to come? And
Yep.
didn't New York tell Kimber Walker to go home and don't come too?
Yep.
Okay,
Those
so
are the
so this isn't a foreign right now. So if we hear the Lakers telling Russell to go home and have a and we'll talk to you soon. I mean, they can do that. And if none is healthy, now that they got Schroeder back, man, they don't really. I see that coming. To be honest with you,
and
I see that coming because look at all the guards. Look at all the guards, DJ. They got a lot of guards in Lakerland.
a
So
ton
I
of
think
them.
they just have to go home, huh?
Yeah, there's some moves that the Lakers can make. Taufik, peace and blessings, my brother. He said Westbrook's ego is the reason for his downfall. No, I just think it's he's always had that ego. Yeah, I just
Right,
think it's father time. You cannot escape father time.
right, exactly right. And he won't. He's not the first player to great player to go quietly into the night. I mean, it's quite a few great players that they go out with a bang. They was a bang while they was in there, and they go out with a bang.
Yeah, not everybody could be like Kobe. Have his last game shooting, scoring 60 points
mm,
on a bad team, and
mm.
that still irks with me, Coach Joe, because I really wish Kobe would have was on a better team. Um, but he loved that purple and gold, man. He loved
Yeah,
that purple and gold.
he sure did, and he grew up loving that purple and gold too. Kobe always loved the Lakers. He always saw himself as being a Laker. So yeah, that's yeah. He was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing.
Tafik says Jello resume is the issue. No, I
Well,
think
his lack of resume. What we need, what resume? I mean, what resume are we talking about? I mean, it ain't much of one. That's the problem. That's So yeah, Tafik, you're right. His ego is his resume is an issue. Uh, uh, I think Shannon Sharp might get a phone call. I'm hoping.
oh really?
That's what I'm hoping. To be honest with you, ever since he said that, I was hoping that. I was like, wow, oh, could be lovely. Are you kidding me? He's huge. See, Jello situation reminded me of feeling tone wise about my Dodgers, DJ. We great regular season, won all them games, and then when it came time to the playoffs, looked like doo doo smell.
Mm.
Win one damn game and go home. Wow. So when it's time to put up, he didn't put up, and that's the one thing I love about sports, family and DJ. I love the fact that sports alive, man, and we can debate the validity of a lot of things surrounding sports. We can never debate what happened. Either a person did it or they didn't do it. They either performed or they didn't perform. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what sports comes down to. You either won the game or you didn't win the game. We can discuss why you didn't and why you should have, why you didn't or should all day long. But at the end of the day, the facts rule who won and who lost.
And
I'm glad to see John Wall is back playing again. I'm glad he's healthy, and I'm glad to see that he's playing well. I mean,
I hate that it has to be the Clippers
I
though,
saw.
but
Oh my stars, them Clippers, man! Woo, we DJ. We talk about them. Them Clippers,
Yeah,
man. Oh my stars, they so loaded.
yeah, they
Man.
got a bunch of talent. John Wall, Kawhi, and PG, your your top three defenders.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be able to score that many points on them.
Wait a minute. Don't forget about what you call him who was hurt out, Josh Powell.
That too.
You know, he can hit threes and guard and Covington. You know, I mean, they just got man, they got more one of them twins too. One of them Morris twins. They got one of them. And Terrence Mann and Bobby Jackson. And don't forget the kid that I really liked over there. I hate to say I know I do hate to say I like you. I'm a Laker fan. I don't like them Clippers at all. But I love Brandon Boston, man. Don't forget about him. They got a lot of talent on that team.
Man, I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm saying this right now before the season starts. I wouldn't be surprised if the Clippers are a top three defense in the NBA. Would not
Man.
be surprised.
Hmm.
I'm
You know,
telling
I'm gonna
you.
tell you. I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing, DJ, and it's probably because of the feeling tone I have about the Clippers. I'm always looking at them with a jaundiced eye. I'm always looking at them sideways. You know, I'm always, and waiting for the thing to drop. I'm just wondering how healthy Kawhi really is.
That's
You
a good
know,
question.
um, big dudes. We talked about this with the Holmgren kid, Chet Holmgren, the second kid playing. I want to talk about that Paulo Blanchero kid too. And my new team that I'm excited about, young team. I'm excited about the Orlando Magics because of Blanchero. But them big dudes, man, the real big ones, you got to watch their feet. And what usually their downfall with them is usually feet problems. The wing players, the jumpers, the wing players, the athletic defenders, their problem are the knees. See, so I'm really watching Kawhi, and he could have some chronic type situation. And if he's got kind of like a chronic like knee situation, then he could be dealing with this like forever and never really get back to the level that he was. So I'm really looking to see what that looks like because we ain't seen Kawhi play in quite a while.
Yeah, that's my fear for Kawhi Leonard is he had something. I forgot what it was. Well, it was a chronic
A
injury.
knee.
Well, um, close to the knee. I forgot the name of it, but might as well say knee. But yeah, it's I worry about that because yeah, you have to ask yourself how long is Kawhi Leonard going to be playing?
Mm-hmm.
Like you,
Yep. And yeah, and so I'm really looking forward to seeing that, and I want to see how Ty Lue manages all this talent too he got, because they got like I said, they got a boatload of veterans on that team. They got a lot of guys that can play on that team.
and
Um, uh,
salute.
Go ahead, DJ. Sorry.
No, I just want to say salute to Pierre Gossi. He said salute to DJ Coach. Do you think it would be smart if the Lake Show to package Westbrook and AD for better support players for Braun?
No, LeBron signed a 2-year contract saying that he's going to go whoever he drafted his son. His son's coming out this year. He's a senior. He says he committed to Duke. Bronny committed to Duke, and he says that he's going to wherever his son is. So I wouldn't do nothing with AD and Russell right now because Russell's under a 1-year contract. His is up at 40-something million is coming out the books. And AD is under contract. He just signed that extension, that 6-year extension a couple years ago. So he's still on the contract for 3 or 4 years. So no, I would just wait because the West is stacked as well. Okay, I don't know of any moves that they can make that could get them the kind of weight that Russell and AD bring to help LeBron. I don't know who would give up that kind of The only thing that was out there was KD and Kyrie, and the Nets have already shown that they're not trading KD for nothing. So who are you gonna get for AD? I don't know. And for Russ, 40-something million coming off your books. Nah, I mean, I don't know. So I think they're gonna stay pat, and I think they should. Golden State is the favorite probably in the West because they're so damn deep as well, and they're deep with championship dudes, obviously as well. But they're deep as hell too. It's this West. These two, man. This is gonna be a really good year. My new team, DJ, I want to talk about was
Yeah,
really impressed with Orlando, man. Orlando's got a lot of pieces, and I really like this Pablo Ventura kid. This kid can play.
yeah, he's a baller, man. 6'10", 250. He looks like he has more weight than that.
Really, and he's just 19. I
And
mean, DJ, when I was watching him, he was blowing me away watching this kid, his understanding of the game and his movements. I mean, he wasn't dominating the ball, but every game he looked up, he had 19, 17 on efficient shooting, 20. And it wasn't just him shooting the ball whenever or every time he got it. He was giving it up and going back and getting the ball was finding him. He was cutting, had a great with him and Franz Wagner had some great give and goes that they were playing. I mean, this kid, man, this is a different kind of kid. Like DJ said, he's 6'10", 19, 250, 260. Wow. Wow.
a grown man
Mm,
at a young
mm.
age.
At a
But I'm,
young
I'm,
age.
I'm gonna keep tabs on Orlando, man. They look fun, man.
Man, I mean, the folks, that kid Isaac is coming back. Mo Bamba's still on that team, and he coming off the bench.
Man, Pierre, bro. I wish LaMelo was on the Magic. They got
Oh my
more.
God. Oh
They
my
got more
God.
youthful talent.
Oh my God. If he was, oh my God. Can you imagine? With all the athleticism, all that talent. Oh my stars.
Daryl Higginbotham says, DJ and Coach, what are your thoughts on Victor Dub? That's what I call him. The kid.
Mhm.
Do you believe he's the best prospect since LeBron? Do you think he will live up to the hype? As the first thing I'll say, um, as long as he's healthy, and I say for all athletes, both physically and mentally, mental health plays a part. I can see that. He's 7'4" and he could move really well. He could shoot threes. The only weakness he has is passing out of double teams, which he has to work on. But I mean, I think it's an easy fix. He has a skill and he has a bright future. That's what makes LeBron great. LeBron, when he was young, he had all that pressure to live up to the hype. And when his career is done, he's gonna pass Kareem in scoring and other records. It's not easy to live up to that type of popularity, that type of thing where
Production.
people production where people say, "Man, you're gonna be that guy," but he has a bright future.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Victor Wembanyama. I've been trying to say his name right. Trying to say his name, DJ. I really like the kid a lot, but I'm always. It's two things I look at with big kids, and particularly the like Holmgren as well. These 7 foot 1, 2, 3, 4 dudes. Um, I watch their feet. I watch how they move, how quick their feet are, and also I look at their legs and I look at their base and to see if they have it's okay if their upper body is not as developed, but if they have a solid enough base, then I'm encouraged, and Victor does to me. So I'm cautiously as optimistic. I would never put him in like DJ so aptly put, eloquently put too. The fact that what LeBron has been able to do to put anybody in to put anybody um in a young player in the category of LeBron with the work that LeBron has put in and longevity and all the minutes. Nah, I can't even begin to approach that. We're talking about a kid dude in his 20th year, averaged 30 last year. DJ,
Mm.
come on now.
I think people forget or try to forget what LeBron did coming out of high school. I mean, his first
Mm,
game against the Kings, he had like 25 points.
mm, mm,
18 years old doing this.
like a really loud 25 too.
Yeah.
Like
Not no
really impactful 25. Yeah.
not no stat padding 25 points. Like
Right.
his team needed those 25 points.
Right. I mean, I really like what I've seen, the integration of Donovan Mitchell into Cleveland.
Yeah, they look
I
good.
really like what Cleveland's putting on the floor. I really like DeJounte Murray down there with Atlanta and him and Trey. They look like they got some chemistry as well. I forgot what the great defender Javante is as well. Along with being able to score and all the rest of that, but how he can lock up. So they look nice. It's good to see Murray back and what's the other kid DJ down there in Denver with the back,
Uh, the go, well,
the
there's
forward. Yeah,
Porter.
that Porter.
Porter.
Yeah, Porter Jr. Glad to see Porter. Man, Ron, the Pelicans look good. They're dark horse. Yes, I can't wait to see Zion on the floor with him, McCollum, Zion, Brandon, and Valanciunas. Man, I mean, and Herb Jones. Whoo! We shout out to Troy Murphy. I'm gonna tell you that Pelican team, they play hard. They got a lot of talent down there. I like them Pels. Very much interested of seeing what happens with Rudy, how he is integrated with Big Cat and Ant, and LiAngelo down there, along with Jaden McDaniel. So it's a lot, man. It's gonna be a good year. It's a lot going on. Toronto looks good. Scotty Barnes looks nice. Looks like he didn't took a step up again. I don't know if I could say what kind of step he could take. He's so doggone. He real good. He already real good. So yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. DJ, really interesting.
The interesting dynamic of Scotty Barnes. I wasn't totally surprised. I'm gonna tell you why.
Mm,
Florida State, they have been producing pros lately.
facts.
And the last team, the team that Scotty was on, there were a couple of pros, I think about two or three, and a
Mm-hmm.
couple of veteran players who were like pro, they're like the borderline, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they had Scotty Barnes as a six man.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't really get to show his whole repertoire till he got to the NBA with the Toronto Raptors. But the talent was
Mm,
always there.
mm,
When he was in high school at
mm.
not Mount Vernon, what's that
Mark
school?
Vern, was he at Vern?
Yeah, Academy,
Yeah,
the
Academy.
black
Yeah,
and purple team.
right, right.
But man, he's like a new version. He's like a taller Draymond, but more
Yeah,
offensive.
really. More offensive as well.
That's who he reminds me of.
Mm.
But man, Toronto scouting department, they know how to find players.
Well, they got Masai Jury, who is the general manager, the African brother over there. he got that pipeline to Africa. You know what I mean? And so he got quite a few of them over there on his team. You know what I mean? He found he got that camp over there. And he found Ananobi. He found Siakam. You know what I mean? He's responsible for a lot of the Africans that are here. Aside from the ones that came through France, because there's another brother that has a lot to do with them coming through that door. But yeah, Masai Jerry's doing an amazing job down over there for the NBA.
This is off topic, but I never call Giannis the Greek freak because he has no Greek in him.
Facts.
Straight up Nigerian.
Facts. He's Nigerian.
Exactly. The Nigerian freak. I ain't calling him no damn Greek freak.
Right. Yeah. He ain't Greek. Exactly right.
I'm like, dang.
I'm very much interested in seeing what Milwaukee what they gonna do. See the next step that Giannis is gonna take. Of course.
Speaking of Milwaukee, coach, in the playoffs, when Chris Middleton didn't play, that team suffered.
They're not the same team without him. They're not the same team without Chris Middleton. They need Chris Middleton. He's a closer. He really is. DJ, your team looked like they took a step down there in Houston. What you call him has looked flat out awesomeness. Jalen Green has looked awesome in the preseason. Okay, looked like he's taking the other step.
He got so many moves in his tool bag. It's not even funny. He's got.
Man.
I'll tell you, Jalen Green got a chance to be something special.
No, without a doubt. I gotta say, DJ, don't forget about Memphis. We can't forget about Memphis. We can't forget about Phoenix. It's so much doggone talent, man. Can't forget about Philly, adding PJ Butter to what they already had. I think was an important move and a good move for them. Yeah, it's going to be a good year. I think I'm hoping that people can stay healthy. I'm hoping that the depth of the league of the teams will be an advantage because there's a lot of depth. A lot of depth.
The question is, will the Lakers make the playoffs? Will they barely make it, or will they have a deep playoff run?
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, DJ. What really concerned me, and I think I brought this up to you the other day. They got this kid from San Antonio, Lonnie Smith or Lonnie Shelton. What's his name? Lonnie
Walker.
Lonnie Walker, excuse me. Lonnie Walker. I think he hurt himself. I think he tweaked his ankle or something, so he was out. Well, I saw Lonnie when they put him in the starting lineup that second day, and I was really taken aback by the fact that he seemed to have on the Lakers side, he was the only one that was playing with any energy. It's like, what the hell is going on here? And it was so obvious that he was the only one that it made the rest of them look like, well, what are y'all doing? What the hell is going on? See, what worries me about the Lakers, to be honest, is that the NBA is speeding up. DJ and family, I heard an interesting stat the other day that talks about to me that really speaks. As I've said many times on our show before over the years, family, math to me is the international language. That's the language of the world, math. We live by math. Look around your house. Look around wherever you are right now. Math is everywhere. We can't live without it. It is the expression of our ideas, how our ideas manifest. through numbers. And we're on the anniversary, I think, or one of the significant anniversaries of the 3-point shot. The 3-point shot came in 1979. I think Chris Ford, not Phil Ford, Chris Ford of the Boston Celtics, I think is the first person to make the first three. That first year in the NBA family, that first year, there were the NBA as a league shot over 5,000 threes. 5,000 threes that first year, 1979. Last year, 2000 season 22, 20, 21, 22, shot over 86,000.
Mm.
86,000. Okay, so for anybody from my generation or a little after me, that talks about the game, if you're not talking about the game from today's perspective, 86,000 threes, it's a different game. It's not the game we grew up with. It's the game that we have today. And it's played very fast, and it's played and the ability of the players, their ability to shoot the ball and to score is off the chain. And that's why Russell's having a hard time right now, because Russell can't shoot, and he's never been able to really shoot. And that hasn't improved as he's gotten older, as it has with older players who were great when they were young that didn't shoot the ball well. Jason Kidd, Rondo, to name a couple. Russell's still not shooting the ball well enough. So we live in a different era today. We live in an era today where that's about fast, getting the ball up and down, shooting threes, taking the ball to the basket, shooting threes. So if you don't fit in those categories, if you can't guard in space, if you're big and you can't guard in space, DJ, I've watched Andre Drummond shooting threes this preseason.
What?
Yes, more than one, and in rhythm. I mean, in rhythm too. He ain't the only one. Who else was doing it? That don't normally do it. It was Drummond and somebody else I saw. I was like, wow. I thought it was a lot. They were just doing it because of the preseason, but no, adding it to their game because this is where we are today. You got bigs that's coming in the league, like we just spoke about with Victor Wembanyama. This kid can shoot threes. This kid can legitimately shoot threes at 7'3", 7'4". And it looks normal, doesn't it, DJ?
Yeah. What was I say? Like butter.
Like butter. For you guys that haven't seen him, go YouTube this kid. Victor Wembanyama. I mean, this kid is unbelievable. I mean, I'm blown away by this kid when I first saw him. I cannot believe his athleticism. I can't believe his strength at his age, as young as he is, and I mean his handles are ridiculous. He shot he against the Ignite team that was on the ESP games. They played two games. There was he put the ball between. He crossed this kid up, DJ. Put the ball between his legs and did a Dirk off one leg fade away from like 12, 15 feet and bottomed it. I was like, who the hell is this kid? Rare. That's rare. That's rare. So yeah. So even the Joker. Think about the Joker. As slow as he is, he can shoot threes. Plays at his own pace, but he can shoot threes. Doncic plays at his own pace, slow as Methuselah, can shoot threes.
And back to Jello, coach.
Yep.
Yeah, we mentioned two slow dudes.
Yep.
Hitting shots, but
hitting
here's the
threes.
thing that they have over Jello. Here's their advantage. They're taller. Plus, they shoot three.
Yeah, you're right. Kevin Herter isn't taller than Jello. Him and Jello about the same size. He just got another contract. He left Atlanta and got a contract with he's in Sacramento. How can Kevin Herter find a spot and Jello can't find a spot? Kevin Herter's not that much, if at all, that much more athletic than Jello. If he's more athletic than Jello at all. But Herter
Remember we
shoots.
talk about resumes?
Mm, mm,
Jello doesn't have one
mm.
to the pros' eye.
Except his brothers.
Yep.
That's what he has. He has his brothers. Daryl Higginbotham would say Obi Toppin, too, coach. Absolutely. Obi Toppin, I mean, he looks like he's taking a step. Jalen Brunson he may end up being what the Knicks needed. You know, they needed to get off of Julius Randle being the dude doing so much. And now with Jalen, with Brunson there, who can play actually. Gonna be interesting. So the Hornets, I expect the Hornets to make a major trade about a deadline. I think they get rid of Terry and Gordon, and they really start the building process around LaMelo and bringing in the younger, the right kind of people around them, because they're gonna be real bad.
When the Hornets do that, you won't see a complaint from me. Now I'll be like, okay, you're getting somewhere. You're gonna be losing, but you're getting somewhere.
I'll tell you, I'm very much concerned about LaMelo and not being the LaMelo of his first year, of being this phony fast break basketball that I see today, where anybody just throws it up. You know what I mean? That stuff. No. I don't want that. I want the Melo that we saw his first year. The Airbnb Melo, the Melo with the ball in his hands, the Melo manipulating the defense, the Melo with the unbelievable passes, not the Melo just in half court.
And that's the problem with Steve Clifford. This offense is not a fit for LaMelo. He likes to run half court sets. He's not known for running fast paced offenses. He's done everything right in regards to minutes and playing time, but playing style, nah.
You know what? Daryl, what did Daryl say, DJ?
Daryl says, "Do you feel LaMelo will resign with the Hornets?" I don't even know on that one.
You know, this year to me means so much, and I can't think that in my mind that they're getting off to a good start with it. My feeling is by cutting Jello, to be honest. So if I had to give odds, I would say 60-40 or 55-45 maybe. I would say yes because of the money, and that if they give him that 253 almost 300 million extension, if he gets that, yes. If he gets that doesn't get that one, gets the lower one, then I'd say he's moving.
Yeah, I can see that, Coach. This season gonna be very important, though.
And especially if Melo starts out, not back.
Kenneth Snell says no. Hey,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not gonna trip if LaMelo leaves. I'm telling you that right now.
No, right. Well, you've been saying it, DJ, that he's gonna leave. You said they lost. You've been saying that you don't think that he's gonna reach. The Melo's gonna stay.
It'd be a miracle if he stays with the Hornets. Absolute miracle. Man, they
Well, I
they
mean,
would have to bring out the Brinks truck to keep him.
mm, mm. Well, well, Meta World said if the Hornets start real bad, do you think they will take the pick and they get from Detroit their own pick and for LaMelo and a chance to get Victor or Scoot? I think Victor or Scoot is going to who the NBA want them to go to.
Uh-oh. The game within the game. I heard it first.
The game within the game. I just think them balls gonna fall to who they want.
Wait a minute. It's all connecting dots to Victor played for Tony Parker's club team.
Playing for it now.
Yeah, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and San Antonio just dumped all of their veterans that had money. They spent money to. The
they
only one
clearly
they kept, only one they kept was Kenyon Johnson. So
Greg Popovich like, I'm not doing this again. I'm not playing without no stars. Y'all better give me Victor Dub.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Better give me Victor.
Ron says Victor going to the Spurs. It'll be Pop's retirement gift.
Mm. Mm.
That'll be a good one.
Well, I mean, look, nobody knows what a good thing it is to have foundational bigs than Pop.
You got David Robinson, and then you add Tim Duncan from the draft. And you know what's crazy? Mysteriously, that year when the Spurs had the number one overall pick, they were a perennial playoff team. So they weren't scrubs. That one year, they just caught the injury bug. And all their
Facts.
stars got injured. It was the weirdest thing. Shout out to Hoop Jargon. Peace and blessings, my brother, man.
Shout out to
Oh, man, I should have mentioned this earlier. Thank you, Metal World. Theo Medellin signed with the Hornets. 6'5" guard.
Madden.
Yeah.
Metadon, whatever his name is. Yeah, that kid. Yeah, he was with. Didn't Oklahoma City drafted him? Didn't he?
Yeah.
So they signed him after they cut Jello, a guard, and they signed another two, Alexander too, didn't they? Another guard.
We try to tell folks.
Another guard.
Here's the reality. No, Charlotte Hornets signed Jello for publicity purposes. They heard all the smoke about them not doing enough for LaMelo, not making any moves all summer. So they did this move to calm tensions. I'm telling y'all what happened.
Preach, DJ.
That's why they signed Jello to I repeat, an Exhibit 10 contract. Non-guaranteed, meaning that the team is not liable for any injuries or anything.
So you talking about the small print, DJ? You bringing up the small print?
Yep. I know they don't want to hear this, but truth is truth. And I don't want to hear a damn thing talk about, oh, DJ, you're not a fan. I am a fan, but I'm realistic. The Charlotte Hornets signed Jello to quiet down tensions and publicity. That's all.
They didn't do nothing. If they didn't do nothing in the free agent market.
And I'm gonna go a step further. That those signings with Alexander and Theo Metadon, whatever, from France, they played for the Thunder. They had their eyes on them earlier in the season. They knew they were going to be cut. That's why they were signed so quickly. This is the NBA. That's the game of the NBA. Because I saw people.
again, DJ, you right. Here we go. They bringing in Schroeder with all them guards they already got, and now they putting Russell on the bench. Sound like somebody getting ready to go home.
Uh-huh.
Sound like they knew somebody was going home before the season.
Yeah. Man, they were gonna cut Jello, Coach Joe. I'm telling you, a lot of people are not gonna say this, but damn it, I'm gonna say it. A lot of people, I'm telling you, they were planning on when they signed Jello allegedly to a non-guaranteed contract. They were planning on waiving him when the season starts, before the season starts.
They,
This
you
was
saying
all
they
planned.
already had they already had the straight, they already had the when they push him out the plane date.
Yep,
You ain't coming
that's
with
what happened.
us. Beat it.
That's what they did, man. The NBA is cruel, man. The NBA is tough. So when I saw people talking about some damn man, maybe Jello could do this and do that, man, they signed him to Exhibit 10. Man, there's no prove it. Unless Jello had a game where he shot. Remember that game he played 6 minutes, right?
Right.
And he didn't make any shots. Unless he made
Right.
4 straight threes. See, when you get little minutes, here's a little tip. They already banking on you not making the team. So what you got to do is do the impossible.
You mean make threes?
Yes.
Isn't that something? Jello, you have been offered a deal. All you have to do is make three.
Coach Joe, remember that one stream we had early in the summer when I mentioned that Jello needs to shoot in the high 40%? So
Yep.
somebody said in the comments, "Oh, Jello doesn't need to do that. He got his brother to
Right.
get him on the team."
Right.
They missed the point.
Right. Right. And
Look
see,
at
this is
who
what I haven't seen, DJ. Does it mean that he they released him, so that means that he's not going to be on the G League, or he's going to be on the G League? Just
I
the
haven't
Greensboro.
seen an announcement on that yet.
Me either. And I've been looking at their Twitter page. I ain't seen it. See,
Very interesting.
very interesting, very interesting. And I just think that that it's very difficult for uh, numbers wise. It's just very hard numbers wise. It's very hard. Let me give a shout out to, and I said this on draft day, that I wish that the Hornets had kept Jaden Duren from who they drafted and not trade him to Detroit. This kid has been averaging double figures rebound, and he's not starting because Isaiah Stewart is starting. And he's been averaging double figures rebound. I don't think these dudes from the Charlotte Hornets have gotten double. None of them centers have gotten double figures this preseason.
Not one bit. Not one bit, Coach.
See, rebounding, not dunking, not alley hoops, not scoring 10 points. Already know what his role is. Rebounding.
Man, that was
and the Hornets felt they banked on Mark Davis.
Man, we said that's the crazy part. We're not even the GMs, Coach Joe. And in that draft, because we had this conversation, we were like, "Hey, they got a chance to get both Jalen Duren and Mark Williams."
Mark Williams, yes.
And we was like, if the Hornets had some common sense, you draft both of them and you let them duke it out.
Right.
But you had to trade. They even had to trade the pick, but they trade that pick for nothing.
Nothing. Gave it away for Pop Tarts.
And I'm telling you, I I like the future that Jalen Duren's gonna have. I mean that he could get rebounds. Uh, he would have been a great fit for LaMelo Ball instead of Blumley, whatever his name is.
Facts.
It would have been better. Now we,
And those that would suggest that he's doing that because he's down in Detroit, and he wouldn't have did it with Charlotte because of whatever reason, he down there in Detroit playing with young dudes too.
huh.
Cunningham, Ivy, Sadiq Bey. He down there with young dudes too. Stewart is a second-year player. That's the one that went up that LeBron elbowed and he went crazy. He was a rookie that year, so he's a young dude too. So there's a bunch of young dudes down there too in Detroit. But Bojanovic is the only one that's not young, and I'm waiting to see how they're gonna let him go.
Daryl says that was one of the dumbest things Charlotte did was give up Jalen. Till this day, I still don't understand that decision. One of the dumbest draft moves I've seen in a while in the NBA. Daryl says if you would pair him and LaMelo, oh my God, that would be special. Yeah, it would. And one thing about Jalen Daryl, he don't drop no passes.
Got great hands.
Unlike some bigs that's on this damn team. Y'all know who they are.
I mean, and again, I'll read them again. 3 straight games and played 3 preseason games. Got double figures coming off the bench in 3 preseason games. His points, he has 7 one game, 5 another game, 8 I think 4 or 5 another game. Points were not what the Hornets would have needed either. Any points he gave us would have been great. And he would have got some from Melo throwing him them wizard passes. But the fact that he already is a rebounder, know that his job is rebounding. Wow. And these dudes still don't get it. Not one of them dudes on that Hornets team right now, when they go in the game, do they look like they're determined to be that dude? Sad. Sad. But that just means that, especially on the first, if Melo's not playing, that the first few games or whatever, with my league pass, I'll have an opportunity to watch some of the younger guys play, some of the guys that want to play. I really enjoy watching them the Magics play. Them dudes play hard.
Right.
I like them Hornets. I got to admit, them Hornets there, they play hard. And Brandon, I see he finally played DJ the other day for the first time in the preseason with his fro. He got the fro Brandon, and he looks so doggone good. I was like, look at Brandon. The game then slowed down, like really to slow motion to him. He just get the ball. He just get to his moves like he a pro. I just love it.
You know what, Coach Joe? We don't do that more. Especially, I should be able to do it because NBA games start around 7 o'clock Central Time, right? Yeah. So,
yeah.
No matter what team is on, just
do a stream, yeah, and talk hoops.
Exactly, because I like watching good organizations being ran well. That's not giving me a headache and politicking around and all that bullshit.
Right, and also DJ, this is as well. There's going to be a lot of good matchups this year.
Yes.
During the regular season, it's going to be a lot of good. I can't wait to see the Cleveland Atlanta games. I can't wait to see the Milwaukee and the Brooklyn matches, the Brooklyn and the Miami Heat matches. Milwaukee and Philly. Toronto and and Cleveland. I want to see Phoenix and Memphis. Golden State and the Clippers. It's going to be a lot of good teams. I want to see the Houston team play Memphis. You know what I mean? Or when they play Minnesota. You know what I mean? Two young teams. You know what I mean? I want to see what when Chet gets back, what Oklahoma City gonna look like, because Alexander is the deal. That kid can play. They guard, and some of them dudes have gotten better on that team. Dort is still good, and some of them other dudes that took a step. I think
Should be interesting. I
very
can't
much.
wait, man. NBA season's almost here. I
Tuesday
cannot
opening
wait.
day.
We're gonna change it up this year. We are going to stream as much. Uh, if the Hornets ain't playing, I'll find another team to watch.
Yeah, we're gonna stream another
Basketball
game.
talk.
Yes.
Any last words, Coach Joe, before we roll out?
Yes, I just want to thank all of thank you, DJ, again for handling the ones and twos and keeping it all going for us. We appreciate you so very much. Keep you are DJ's Raw Truth Media for show for show for show. Appreciate you and love you so much. Glad you made it on your trip and you back in the lone state of Texas, back there, back home, and glad everything is wonderful on that level. Thank you to the family. So many of you that we've seen and gotten to know that come here and share the time with us. Appreciate you. Love you so very much. So appreciate you. And as I always like to end with Ubuntu, a term I learned in Africa: because of me, you are; because of you, I am. We are one. Blessings and have a great night. Peace and blessings.
No doubt. Peace and blessings, everybody.